Another round? On me. I insist. Accept it as an expression of my eternal gratitude. There you go. Be careful, though. That wine is sneakier than Canada. Looks sweet, but hits you when you least expect.
Whose wine did you say this was?
A Carthaginian called Margot wrote it down in his book of recipes. Fantastic stuff. Never knew dry raisins could be this exciting. You think so? Well, it comes with the territory, I guess. Domestic and carefree life adds another kind of weight on your shoulders.
Or your belly.
Innkeeper Aquilinus doesn't sound too bad. I hung my gladius over there to enjoy a less eventful life. Of course, occasionally the inn itself turns into a minor battlefield, but that's the nature of the business.
More like an arena, I assume.
With drunk gladiators, maybe. Somebody puked on Consul Lurco the other day. I guess he was checking up on me for some reason. It did look like he was up to something, but then again, that guy looks shifty all the time. It's also significantly more difficult than being a Centurio. Especially considering your soldiers are there to die on your command. That's their duty. When it comes to family, your duty is keeping them alive. That's day and night difference right there. What was that?
Something serious seems to be happening outside. We'd better take a look.
Let me grab my sword. Gauls are attacking Rome, but that's suicidal.
Dominic, your mother may be in danger. We should check on her.
At once.
I'll go get my plane. Coming this way.
There you are. I got Calada and Bestia.
We cut a sway through the barbarians. None shall stand in our way.
This Service is alive.
Domine! Everyone's dead. I couldn't save them. The barbarians were looking for you. I don't know. My knowledge of their language is limited. They were talking about their Patronus at one point, but I could not catch his name.
This looks less and less like an unfortunate coincidence.
It seems like these Gauls were deliberately targeting you.
At least 4, but it happened so fast. I was trying to get your mother to safety. She tried to hide in the study. I'm sorry. They were everywhere. We have failed you.
They will pay for this.
It sounds like there are people in the study.
No time to waste.
Domina.
Cowards! Face me! One more left! Come on! We can do this! Face them with courage! Fight for your lives and your freedom!
Come on! Know when to quit!
Make way! Make way, I said! You should rest. That's the best thing you can do now.
The Senate is bound to call a meeting. They'll surely declare war. We already have most of the team back together, except for one. Deianira is in the dungeon awaiting her execution. After this attack, I believe we may have the leverage we need to get her out of there. You should go and sort things out before you head to the Senate. We can't be sure we'll get another chance.
They finally let you in. Heard you had been trying to see me. It's good to see you too. You look well. More mature. I guess I have been here longer than I thought. No. Silvius was only one I came for. But it got away from me. He said they were there by own choice. I knew he lied. I thought I was saving them, but they looked at me with exact same fear in their eyes. I hoped this guilt I carry every day would fade when I had vengeance. But still, when I think of her, I feel pressure around my heart. Her name was Tusa. She was 2 years younger than me. She loved horses more than anything else, and they seemed to love her back. She was my best friend. We braided each other's hair and hunted rabbits. We were always competing together against our brothers, and we always won. I have not followed threefold path of Asha. I have spread grief instead of happiness. I have blackened my soul with evil thought and evil deeds. If I stay here and face my execution, maybe I will be redeemed in the eyes of the wise Lord. You think it is like that? A merchant's scale where you can just put down good deeds to weigh up the bad? If only. It seems you understand me better than I understand myself. It was my fault that she died. There is no forgiveness without justice. I would. Of course I would. Maybe one day, I will be able to. I guess that will not happen if I am executed though, huh? Fine. You are good at this, you know. Let's go.
As per today's augury...
Orcus, take your auguries, Cicero. The Gauls attacked us. Here, in Rome. Do we really need the gods' opinions to decide on today's relatio?
Webius Vitellius Lurco, you will respect the Senate and its procedures.
Then the Senate must respect the people of Rome.
The Senate is the people of Rome.
Our most esteemed senators and officials seem very much alive to my eyes. The same cannot be said for the men and women who were slain in Ostia. My own brother's villa was attacked. He and his wife almost died. Her mother was not as fortunate. Gallic barbarians just marched through the streets of Rome killing noblewomen. Frankly, I have no idea why her brother is keeping silent. I'd be outraged. I am outraged. Isn't it clear enough? For years, I've been talking about the possibility of an attack by Gauls. We've grown soft and too reliant on our supposedly higher civilization. Senators, Romans, we are the sons of wolves. We are proud as we should naturally be. But in our pride, we have grown docile and meek, allowing jackals to attack us without fear. They were laughing. With blood in their eyes, they've slaughtered our own wives and daughters. And what have we done since then? What are we doing now? Nothing. Nothing but endless debates and discussions. I say the time for philosophers is past. Now is the time for warriors. I say we strike now. We shall encircle them like the wolves we are. I say we attack. What say you?
I say, cease your populist posturing, Vitellius Lurco. Senators, we are at the heart of our republic, discussing what's perhaps the most important relatio of this age. And you behave like hysterical
And you
children.
behave like a spoiled child who's trying to wear his father's sandals.
Do not test me, Vitellius Lurco. Speak out of turn again, and I shall see you dragged in chains right into the closest dungeon.
Watch and know your words, Cicero. You are speaking to a consul of Rome and the representative of its people.
You are as well. I hold the Imperium. I alone can determine the course of this discussion. Nothing happens without my consent. That is
And
why...
maybe that's why this needs to change.
What?
Citizens, friends, I apologize for my outburst, and I apologize to you, Cicero. I was out of turn indeed.
I'm not sure what you're playing.
It's my frustration talking, even though I am your co-consul and still new to this world of politics. You are a man of words, Cicero. I believe this crisis we're in requires a man of action. For this reason, I propose, with great humility, that this Senate should consider electing me as dictator until this situation ends. Obviously, we need to act fast. If every decision is to be discussed and approved in the Senate, there is no way we can win this war against the Gauls. They do not have a Senate. We need a commander who's passionate and skillful enough to lead the war effort, swiftly and efficiently.
And that man is you, Lurco?
Vitellius Lurco may be consul, but that doesn't make him a skilled commander of legions. His experience in warcraft is minimal.
I understand your concern. Honestly, I wish I was omnipotent. Then I could bring all of our dead friends back from the depths of Dis. But now, we should focus on preventing more deaths.
And we achieve this by attacking Gallia?
It is difficult for a non-military mind to understand this. War causes death, true. But in this case, it will be to prevent even more death.
Honestly, I can only agree. He has amply demonstrated his skill and talent in military matters. If anyone, he should be the dictator.
I understand the reasoning, but you do realize the dictator needs to be a consul to begin with, right?
Then I shall go. I have no wish to fight another war, but it is better than sending this pretender.
Your lies are shameless, Pompeius. You are desperate to be made dictator.
My victories speak for themselves. I am best suited among us to prosecute this war.
Then why don't we call you Rex and bring back the old kingdom?
Cato, what if I lead the war together with an experienced commander as my advisor?
And take one of your equally incapable lackeys with you? How would that help?
I shall lead a consular army into Gallia, in command of one half of our military might, while the other half is controlled by someone who has absolutely no reason to like me. What do you say to that, heir of Lucullus? Will you join forces with me? After all, these men are right. I need the support and the experience of a commander as skilled as you. Naturally. You are the more experienced commander after all. Your legions are yours to command. I can tell from your faces no one will oppose this idea.
It sounds like a reasonable compromise. If anyone dislikes Lorco more than Cicero right now, it is this man.
That sounds fine to me. He has proven himself to be a reliable commander.
Sure. What could possibly go wrong?
I can see there is no sense in trying to have a civilized conversation about this. Very well. Have it your way then. But we will not do this like animals. We still have to vote on it. If we execute this plan, it means Vitellius Lurco will be dictator for the duration of the Gallia campaign. More importantly, it means Rome is declaring war on Gallia.
The war has already been declared. We're going to finish it.
All those in favor of this solution to the relatio?
Oh, good. Exactly where I want to be. Surrounded by 6,000 men loyal to our archenemy.
Vitellius Lurco is the consul of Rome. We're safe. At least for now.
The word safe has far too much margin of error to be of comfort.
Awe legate, sowete legionare. The consul was expecting you. Please lay down your weapons before you proceed. There's no need to be confrontational. I'm simply following orders. Please do not make things difficult for both of us. I take my orders from the consul directly. In that case, legate, things shall get difficult.
What is the meaning of this? How dare they attack a legatus of Rome? This shall be a lesson to those who might be thinking of a similar course of action. Oh well. Let us move to my tent and discuss our situation.
They're a bunch of jaded old men who have no taste for...
First of all, I would like to express how your presence honors me, Legate. These Gallic barbarians are numerous and cunning, but with you on my side, we shall be triumphant. You wound me. I know, in the past, we haven't seen eye to eye. That is no secret. But I always felt the animosity between us stemmed from a misunderstanding. Don't forget that you are my brother-in-law. The barbarians tried to kill you. Now, they shall suffer our vengeance. That is what I say indeed. A challenge. Oh, I like it. Unfortunately, our legions have a problem, and we need to solve that first. Commanding a massive consular army is comforting, but it also means we'll have to feed our legionari. And let me tell you, Legate, we don't have enough food. Price we pay for mobilizing fast. As such, we will have to strike a deal with the local tribes sympathetic to our cause. A couple of chieftains agreed to help us. We shall meet them and negotiate a deal. Naturally, I'll be there to help you, just in case. One of the chieftains specifically requested your presence. Suspicious, I know. I say, let us humor them and give them what they desire. At least, for now. Most certainly. This land is infested with numerous tribes, each ruled by the wealthiest and most powerful men. They rarely come together under one banner. They are called Diwatiacus and Dumnorix. Such arrogant names. I guess we will.
By the will of Tutatis, the Romans have arrived, as foretold.
It is your time to shine. Prove to me you're not just a mindless warrior, but also a skilled diplomat.
We are not Dumnorix. In your tongue we are called Diwatiacus. He who was known as Dumnorix is a brother to us.
It is I, Roman. I am he who is known as the King of the World. Apologies do not revive the wrongfully slain. Do enlighten us as to the nature of the help you require, Roman.
And do you always get what you want? My name is for my friends. You may call me Vercingetorix, the king of warrior kings. I rule the Arwani. The Vitiacus and Dumnorix are my friends, and the Aedui whom they rule are allies of my people. I wish I could say it were nice to meet you, but under the circumstances that would obviously be absurd. Cease this unprovoked invasion and leave immediately. Of course, I know your bloodthirsty nature will prevent you from doing that. You will not be satisfied until you've enslaved every single one of us. Feel free to try, Roman. You'll find that Gallia is like no other land. An attack? Rome was attacked, and you think it's us?
Lies! The Roman is lying. He's trying to trick you. I told you this was a bad idea.
Even if one of the kings did harbor such ambitions, they would never act on them without my knowledge. That would be the stupidest method of usurping my non-existent throne.
A throne may look like a seat, but a true king enthroned needs no seat.
If what you say is indeed true, Roman, your attacker was no king. There are many warriors among us who offer their services to whomever wants to pay.
With all due respect, I believe that's beside the point. A savage attack was carried out by Gallic forces. It matters very little if they were hired or not.
It matters to me. Roman, you spin an intriguing yarn. I shall look into this, and if you're telling the truth, I shall find whoever's responsible. Meanwhile, stop attacking my people. A single act speaks louder than 1,000 words. I prefer the lack of promise to a lie. We will see each other again, if Tyrannus wills it. Until then, I grant the Aedui Limited permission to engage in trade with the Romans.
The Aedui alone, I assume.
Of course. It's not like the Eburones would deal with the Romans anyway.
We will speak when the time comes.
I believe there's nothing more to discuss at this juncture. Until we meet again. Ueleti, as you say.
The time has come. Let us speak now. The question is well phrased. To make use of the supplies we will give you, you must survive. It is a threat, but it is not us who are threatening you. You do not know Orgetorix. You don't, and now you will. Orgetorix is the leader of the Helvetii. The Helvetii are currently gathering in order to attack and destroy your legions. The people of the mountains to the east of here. We stand for peace. Orgetorix seeks war. Though many believe otherwise, peace is not achieved through war.
Ordinarily, I would prefer to avoid bloodshed, but a preemptive attack seems like the most sensible action here. If we move at once, we can surely catch them off guard. Killing Orgetorix should prove how powerful our legions are, and send a clear message to other Gallic tribes that we are not to be trifled with. It is your duty to follow my command. You think when I tell you to think. You act as I tell you to act. I shall lead the frontal attack with Legio Ferrata, while you circle around with your Speculatores. Trapped between us, Orgetorix should fall quickly. The rest will disperse once the head of the snake is severed. Experience. I have dealt with these kinds of barbarians before. They fight for no greater cause. They simply follow their leader. In the unlikely event that something goes wrong, you can always rely on me. Deploy your legion when you are ready.